Hello, everyone. Today, I am here with you to discuss stars and their fates. How are stars born and what fate awaits them? Stars are born in clouds of gas and dust called molecular clouds. Cold molecular clouds cause gas to condense, forming dense clumps that grow in mass over time. Some dense clumps start to collapse as gravity takes hold, generating heat through friction. The collapse continues until its core becomes so hot and dense, a protostar is now born. After millions of years, the immense pressure and temperature ignite nuclear fusion in the core of the young star. At this stage, the nuclei of hydrogen atoms fuse to form helium. The energy from nuclear fusion counteracts the inward pull of gravity and prevents the star from collapsing. Stars continue to burn their hydrogen fuel for millions or billions of years. Once a star runs out of hydrogen, nuclear reactions stop, and gravity starts to pull its outer layers toward the core. This process generates immense heat and pushes against gravity for a while, causing the outer layers to swell outward. The star balloons to sizes much larger than it ever was before, a few to about 100 times bigger. It has now become a red giant. The next stages of the star's life depend on its initial mass. Once a medium-sized star like our sun turns into a red giant, its outer layers expand, its core shrinks, and helium starts to fuse into carbon. It will now begin to shed its outer layers, forming a planetary nebula and leaving only about 20% of its initial mass. Its core cools and shrinks over time to become a white dwarf. With no other heat source, it continues to emit its heat into space. It eventually turns into a cool, dark mass called a black dwarf. But what happens to massive stars, 5 times or more massive than our sun? First, they become red supergiants. Their cores start to collapse due to gravity, getting hotter and denser, causing new nuclear reactions. But once the core turns into iron, fusion stops. It starts to collapse and then rebounds. This creates a shock wave that blasts materials away, creating a supernova. Its core survives, remaining intact, and will be called a neutron star. But if the original star is about 15 times or more massive than the sun, even neutrons would not survive the collapse of the core. The remnant will collapse into a black hole. Its pulling force is so strong that even light cannot escape it. The materials a supernova spews off into space can be incorporated into molecular clouds after millions or billions of years, allowing the formation of a new generation of stars. What if the sun's hydrogen fuel runs out today? How would it impact Earth and the entire solar system? If you have any guesses, please mention them in the comments.